Frederick Spencer Oliver was always on the search for truth.
He was looking for a place where Atlantis, a mythical continent mentioned in ancient legends, was located. In his quest to find this place, he conducted research on myths and ancient narratives and looked for evidence of the existence of Atlantis in various parts of the world. However, during his research, Oliver faced some difficulties. Some of the evidence he had was not compatible with each other, which made it difficult for him to find the real location of Atlantis. Oliver was looking for ideal evidence in places like the islands in the Atlantic Ocean, underwater areas in the Gulf of Mexico, and the city of Pompeii in Italy. But in all of these places, he faced evidence that not only could not help him find the location of Atlantis, but also led him towards a deeper darkness. Furthermore, during his research, Oliver also faced personal difficulties. He had problems with his family because of his efforts to find Atlantis, and gradually became a lonely person. Finally, after years of relentless effort, Oliver fell into a conspiracy trap that told him that the location of Atlantis was on a remote island in the Atlantic Ocean. Oliver and his team traveled to this island, but they faced difficulties there. The island they had traveled to was dark and wild. There was no sign of any city or building. There was only an extensive and lush forest that seemed to have no wildlife. Oliver's team was trapped in a mysterious place, and they had no connection with the outside world and no way to return. Upon entering the island, Oliver's team quickly searched for evidence of the existence of Atlantis. They were quickly looking for signs in their surroundings that showed that something was hidden on this island. But everything suddenly changed. One night, when everyone was in their temporary home, a strange and terrifying creature appeared. The creature had red eyes and rough black skin. Oliver and his team were following this creature, but they could not identify it. From then on, every night this creature attacked the team's home fiercely. They could not fight this creature, and fear and terror overtook them. It seemed that this terrifying creature was after the destruction of Oliver's team. During all this time, Oliver was looking for evidence of Atlantis, but it seemed that this terrifying creature was preventing all his efforts to find Atlantis. Oliver was looking for a solution to defeat this creature alone. After several terrifying nights, because of the lack of sleep, Oliver was able to follow this creature and find it in a place where it seemed to be feeding. Oliver managed to defeat this creature using a weapon. After defeating this creature, Oliver continued his efforts to find Atlantis. However, due to these terrifying adventures, he became a hopeless and depressed person. He gradually gave up on his quest to find Atlantis. After defeating the creature, Oliver and his team continued to search for any signs of Atlantis on the island. However, they did not find any evidence that could lead them to the lost city. As the days passed, Oliver became more and more depressed. He had spent his entire life trying to find Atlantis, and now it seemed like all his efforts had been in vain. He began to question the purpose of his life and wondered if he had been wasting his time searching for something that might not even exist. Despite his doubts, Oliver was determined to keep searching for Atlantis. He knew that he couldn't give up now, not after all the time and effort he had put into this quest. One day, while exploring a remote part of the island, Oliver stumbled upon a cave. As soon as he entered the cave, he felt a strange energy emanating from the walls. It was as if the cave was alive, pulsating with a mysterious force. Oliver immediately knew that he had found something important. He spent the next few days exploring the cave, taking notes and making sketches of everything he saw. Eventually, Oliver came across a strange symbol etched into the wall of the cave. He recognized the symbol from his research on ancient civilizations. It was a symbol that had been associated with Atlantis in some of the myths and legends. Excited by this discovery, Oliver spent the next few weeks deciphering the meaning of the symbol. He consulted with experts on ancient languages and worked tirelessly to unravel its secrets. Finally, after many sleepless nights, Oliver was able to decipher the symbol. It led him to a location on the island where he found a hidden chamber. Inside the chamber, Oliver discovered a collection of ancient artifacts. Among them was a map that seemed to show the location of Atlantis. Oliver was overjoyed. He had finally found what he had been searching for all these years. He spent the next few days studying the map and making preparations for the journey to the lost city. However, just as he was about to set out, a massive storm hit the island. The storm was so powerful that it destroyed all the boats on the island, leaving Oliver and his team stranded. For weeks, they tried to repair the boats, but it was no use. The storm had been too powerful, and the boats were beyond repair. Oliver was devastated. He had come so close to finding Atlantis, only to have his dream shattered by a freak storm. But then, something miraculous happened. One day, as Oliver was exploring the island, he came across a group of native people. They were friendly and welcoming, and they offered to help Oliver and his team. Through a combination of sign language and broken English, Oliver was able to communicate with the natives. They told him that they had a boat that they used for fishing, and that they would be willing to lend it to him. Overwhelmed by their kindness, Oliver and his team set out in the native boat, following the map that Oliver had discovered in the hidden chamber. After several days of sailing, they finally spotted land. As they got closer, they could see that it was a massive city, unlike anything they had ever seen before. It was Atlantis. Oliver and his team spent months exploring the city, taking notes and making sketches of everything they saw. They discovered incredible technologies that seemed impossible for that time period, such as advanced plumbing systems and high-tech machinery. They also discovered evidence of catastrophic events that had led to the downfall of the city, such as massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Oliver was ecstatic. He had finally found Atlantis, the city that had eluded him for so many years. He knew that his discovery would change the course of history and that he would be remembered as one of the greatest explorers of all time. However, as he was preparing to leave the city, Oliver was struck by a sudden realization. He had spent his entire life searching for Atlantis, but now that he had found it, He didn't know what to do next. He felt lost and directionless, unsure of where to go or what to do with the rest of his life. It was only after he returned home and began to share his discoveries with the world that he realized the true significance of his discovery. He had not only found Atlantis, but he had also discovered a new chapter in human history, one that had been lost for thousands of years. From that day on, Oliver dedicated his life to studying the ancient civilizations of the world, using his knowledge to shed light on the mysteries of the past and the future.